giving you an in-depth look at 2013 football teams throughout northern Texas. This is the First and 10 Texas Preview Show, brought to you by Bob Utter Ford in Sherman and Blake Utter Ford in Denison.
Good evening and welcome to historic Munson Stadium, home of the 1984 state champion Denison Yellow Jackets. We got a big show coming up for you from Pottsboro to Van Alstyne, from Whitesboro to Whitewright. We got all of Grayson County covered, but let's start right here in District 13 4A. Here's how it shook down last year. The Lovejoy Leopards on top of everyone, thrashing their way through to a perfect 7-0 district record. That'd be the only team the Sherman Bearcats would lose to, as they had a 6-1 season. You got to go down to the bottom three to find Denison, but don't let that fool you. They're back and reloaded, ready to make a run. With that said, let's talk some Yellow Jacket football with head coach Chad Rogers entering his second season. They think they're ready to turn this thing around.
Hey, it's a great day to be a Yellow Jacket. Let's go. Bring it out.
Yeah. We believe we're going to have a great season. We believe in each other. We believe in our work ethic, and we believe in Denison.
Call it, Kirkbride.
Everybody struggles, but we got to get back on top eventually, and why not this year?
You got a program that's a very historic program that's it's been down 3 years, and we feel like we got something to change. We want to get it back. We want to build it back the way it was, and we got an opportunity to do that this year.
Everyone's bought in. They actually believe that we can win state, and then last year everyone just. They believed, but they didn't really know what to do. They just kind of were on the fence about it. But I think this year we're full out, and we're going to win state.
We had so much talent, but we just didn't know how to put it to use. But I think this year that now that we actually bought in and actually did the whole off season, I think we'll do pretty good.
That's it. See, y'all starting to come around. Last year he just looked at me funny like I don't have a clue what you said.
He's actually more relaxed, and he's up tuned, and he's actually acts like he feels good. And last year he was just out of whack.
He's gotten used to us, and we've gotten used to him, and we just started to start building on the program together.
Finish! Run it in!
It takes a little while to build relationships, longer than I thought it would, but we've got great team chemistry. Our goal is to win every game we play, and that's our approach. We want them to be great husbands, fathers, employees, college students, and so on. We want them to raise the bar. And the coaches believe that we got to start believing in them first, and then they got to believe in each other. And if we don't believe in each other, who's going to believe in us?
Now I'm joined here with head coach Chad Rogers entering his second season here at Denison. And coach, how quickly are you going to get things turned around here?
Well, we got a program that's been down the last 3 years, and we got an opportunity to do something about it, and that's been our motto all spring is get it back to where it belongs, and the only way we know how to do that is to go back to work and do the things that Denison's known for, and that's hard work, acting right, and being physical on the football field.
And coach, it's been since 1984 you won a state championship, but that's the only current team in Grayson County to have ever won one. How starved is this town for another one, and how big would it be to make another deep Denison playoff run?
Oh, it's awesome. We still got newspaper articles of the runs that they've had. Not only Denison win the state championship in 1984, they also played for it 3 years in a row. I think that 3 years in a row was 45-3 record. So there's been tons of success in Denison, Texas, and and of course our goal is to get that back to where it needs to be and keep it there.
And coach, I'm sure you can't go anywhere here in town, getting your hair cut, going and getting groceries at the grocery store without hearing about the Battle of the Axe.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome that you got that kind of history in this community, and of course in the other community that's just down the road, you got the same type of history. But when we've been playing them 114 times, and it's known all over the state. Denison's in the 112th season of football, so it's hard to find schools that have been playing football that long. So anytime you go into that much history, those games are going to be more important, and that's what I love hearing about the games and seeing when you talk to players that come back, they talk about the Battle of the Axe. So it's a game that's always remembered. It's one of them that every I'm sure Coach Sherman has it circled and we have it circled. It's one of those games that the kids talk about and that everybody remembers.
And now they've had it for 3 years, but 3 years before that, you guys had it up here. Is that a pattern there? Does that mean something's going to happen here?
We sure hope so, because that means we're getting it back. So, they do a great job down there, Coach Kenny and his staff. And, that game's way on down the road for us. And, right now we're working towards Centennial in our 2 scrimmages. But, don't get me wrong, that's a very, very important game, and we'll be ready to play. Just like they will. It's going to be a great game when it comes around to it.
I'm looking forward to it. What's the date on that?
You know, I don't know. I know we play the end of August and we play Centennial, but it's one game at a time, one play at a time for us.
All right, thank you very much, Coach Rogers. And now we're going to toss it down to the owners of the Axe Sherman, where KTEN's Jessica Morrey stands by with more. Jessica?
Thanks, Chase. I'm here in the heart of Bearcat country at Bearcat Stadium. Sherman, they've been pretty successful in the past few years, including last season, going 9-3 and making it to the second round of the playoffs. Now, they did lose some star players, but that doesn't mean you should count out this 2013 Bearcat squad. They've got enough experience to last a lifetime.
Good, good, good.
45-10. That's the Sherman Bearcats' win-loss record since 2008. Now, even though most of those wins came during the regular season, the Bearcats have made it to the playoffs for the past 5 years straight. This means that this year's seniors have reached the postseason every year of their high school careers. And it's that experience that's going to give them an advantage going into this season.
I'd say we probably had the most playoff success and the most playoff experience out of the teams that are in our district since these kids have been around. And so I think that gives us a little bit of advantage. Our kids have played a lot of football games, a lot of playoff games these last 3 years. And so I think that gives us probably the thing that sets us apart a little bit.
Another thing that sets the Sherman Bearcats apart is the relationships the players have with each other.
Family, just working together. We're young. Well, we're not young. We've been together since we were little, and just working together and dedicated and stuff. It's going to help us out a lot, I think. I mean, we have the talent too and everything. It's just working hard and executing.
The Bearcats plan to execute their way to a state championship, a goal the Sherman High School football program has never been able to reach. But before they can make it to AT&T Stadium in December, they have to get through District 13 4A.
You want to be a district champions. In order to do that, you obviously got to win that first district game, and then we want to advance in the playoffs. And we're not pleased if we can't advance in the playoffs. Went 2 rounds last year, but you know we want to go farther than that. That wasn't our goal, just to go 2 rounds, and so we were disappointed in that, even though it was a successful season. But I think ultimately you're judged by championships, and so we want to make sure we can. That's our goal, is to be able to win championships.
I'm here with Sherman head coach Gary Kenny. Now, Coach, you've got a little bit of a quarterback battle going on. What's the latest update on your quarterback situation?
You know, we got 3 guys that are vying for that spot. Senior Case Rowland, he's been our JV quarterback the last year, and he's probably the leader going into the season. Then we also got sophomore Dalton Felder. We got a lot of talent coming up from our freshman team, so he'll also get a look. And then we got Trey Mass that we could move over from running back to play there. He's looked really good in fall camp. So all 3 of the guys offer something different, but all 3 are equally talented.
Well, whoever you choose to be the starter, they're going to have a lot on their plate. You guys have a tough district and non-district schedule. What game are you circling on the schedule?
You know, you have to say Lovejoy. You know, they're the district champions coming in, something we were a year ago, and we have them here at Bearcat, and so we're definitely looking forward to the Lovejoy game, trying to, get that win here at home.
Well, it's important to get the Lovejoy win and the rest of the district wins. It's also important to get those non-district wins. Talk to me about starting off the season on the right foot.
Oh, definitely. You know, we have Lovejoy to start it. We have the first 2 non-district games here at home, Little Elm and Sulphur Springs, 2 huge games. And then, of course, you always got to circle the Highland Park game. It's on the road, but it's a team that we haven't been able to beat since I've been here. And so it's definitely a game we circle in the non-district.
Well, good luck this season, Coach. Thank you to all the Bearcat faithful that came out to support. I'm going to toss it back to Chase at Munson Stadium, live at Bearcat Stadium. Jessica Morrey, KTEN Sports.
We got a lot more coming up, including all of the Texas 2A teams. That includes the Pottsboro Cardinals, who won a 3-peat as district champions. And later, we got the Denison Cheerleaders, how they've got a big fall ahead of them as well. We'll talk to them coming up.
What Denison High School, other than DHS, won 2 state championships? A, the Terrell Dragons. B, Douglas Tigers. C, the Wallace Bulldogs. Or D, the Washington Wildcats. The answer, A, the Terrell Dragons.
District 2A6 is a tough district. It'll be tough for any of our area schools to come out as champs, but look for the Pottsboro Cardinals to contend again. They'd love a 3-peat, and they had a lot of turnover after last year's perfect 10-0 regular season, losing 16 seniors, many of whom were 3-year starters. Now only returning 5 starters, 2 on defense, 2 on offense. They could struggle with inexperience, Head coach Matt Post says they're going to have to develop some leaders, but no matter what, any team that puts on the scarlet and white will be playing with the goal of a district championship.
I'm excited to see how our young players develop and how they become experienced. You know, a lot of them haven't played on Friday night, so it's going to be interesting to see how they adjust to that, and I know they will. We've got some talent. We're just going to be really young, but it's going to be fun to see how they develop.
We're going to be big, and we're going to be fast, but we got a lot of guys that got to step up right now, like me.
And get the words list.
The Howe Bulldogs have a rough time of it last season, finishing in the district cellar after going 2-8. They're looking for a turnaround under new head coach Zach Hudson, who comes into town from Weimar in Central Texas. His goal is to have the team playing on Thanksgiving. He and his 11 seniors are confident that they can make it happen as soon as this November.
These seniors, I owe it to them to make it happen right now. I don't look at 3, 4, 5 years out. I want it to happen right now. That's what I owe these seniors. They've been playing here for 3 years, going on their 4th, and we owe it to these seniors to try to make it happen right now.
We set them pretty high. We'd like championship, district championship, and playoffs, a couple rounds, play through Thanksgiving. Be nice. So
We're looking to get our district championship back, and we're hoping to make a run in the playoffs. You know, every team's goal is state championship. We're no different. That's what everyone's aiming for.
Finally, not a season to remember for the Van Alstyne Panthers, only winning one contest all season long. Remember, they're just one season removed from a 3-round playoff run back in 2011. Coach Michael Miller's club has several players that are now seniors coming back, and now that they've seen what both winning and losing feels like, they're ready to make a run in 2013.
We're going back to simplifying, you know, how we started off the last couple of years. You know, I think that was part of the problem we had last year is we try to kind of pick up where we left off the year before with a bunch of young kids, and we kind of fiddle around with a lot of different things, but we're going to go back to our bread and butter and what we believe in as a coaching staff.
I mean, we know how it feels, and obviously we're tired of losing. We're tired of putting out all the effort and not seeing it quite go through. And so I think now that we've kind of built on that we can only go up from there, and we have the effort part out, and it's time to see some victories from it.
Still ahead, we got much more action, including in 2A7. That's Gunner, Tom Bean, SNS, Whitewright, and Bells. Plus, we're catching up with the Denison Yellow Jacket cheerleaders. They got a little something for us you won't want to miss.
What Grayson County team owns the longest playoff drought? A, the Tom Bean Tomcats. B, the Bells Panthers. C, the Collinsville Pirates. Or D, the SNS Rams. The answer is D, the SNS Rams, for 15 years in a row.
The Gunner Tigers are the kings of District 2A7, and they plan to keep it that way. But with teams like SNS, Whitewright, and Tom Bean, they'd like to tell you otherwise. Talent never graduates from Gunner High School. They've won 3 straight district titles, and it's all just a testament to that Tiger tradition. They're back and poised for another deep run, even with only 5 seniors on the squad. Coach Jake Fazell's boys are addicted to winning, especially after finishing an incredible 10-2 campaign last year. They call themselves a band of brothers and will once again use that mentality to prove themselves as one of the premier programs in Class 2A football.
Gunner, we're known to be tough people, known to have tough defense, so we're just trying to let them know from our returning players that that's what we need. That's what we're going to have to bring to the table.
We just believe in hard work, and we're going to come out here every day, go to work, and hopefully we string enough good days together that we're going to improve our team enough to win games.
Just get better every day. I mean, as long as we're getting better every day, I mean, we can't complain about anything. I mean, every day's a new day, and just got to step it up.
The district's 3rd place team from last season, the Tom Bean Tomcats, have set some high goals for themselves this season. After clinching a playoff berth for the first time in years, the team has brought in new head coach Alan Cross, who's no stranger to Texas high school football. He spent the last 3 years running Rivercrest's program, and before that heading up Munster's. He sees a lot of potential in the upperclassmen heavy squad, enough that even after installing a new offense and defense, they'll be able to play with the Gunners of the district.
Their expectations are to improve over that. So, I mean, it's easy for those seniors and juniors that were sophomores last year and juniors last year, you know, they saw what it took to get to the playoffs, so it's easier to sell the expectations and what we need to do to work to, you know, to get to the playoffs again. So they know what to do.
The excitement's a lot more, and we want to, you know, we hadn't experienced it before, and we're ready for this year.
We have great chemistry here. We all talk. We're all friends here. It's really good.
The S&S Rams were the first team left out of the playoffs in District 7 last year, but remarkable improvement was made. The year prior, Coach Garrett Patterson's squad didn't win a game, but bounced back last year, going 3-7, winning 2 of their 5 district contests. Don't let that record fool you, though. 4 of those losses were just by a total of 15 points. They also had a shot to clinch playoffs heading into their district finale against Leonard, ultimately falling by 10. Their 10 seniors learned a lot from that experience and hope to be the first Sadler team to make it in 15 years to the playoffs and second in school history.
We never want to be there again. You know, we don't want to be a game away this year and fall up short. You know, we're going to do everything we can to get in the playoffs.
It'd be the world to me. I mean, ever since I was a kid, I've loved football, and this has been my dream. Go to playoffs and make a good run.
Oh, it would mean a great deal, you know, for these kids, because I know what these kids have done. I know the work that they've put in. I know the sacrifices that they've made. Personally, of course, it'd be a great achievement for me and my staff. And so it would be a tremendous thing for us.
There's a new sheriff in town for the White-Right Tigers. Head coach Wes Roten heads to town from Waco Robinson. He's impressed with what he's seen so far from the bunch. He says they're a group of overachievers who are going to surprise some people this fall. The Tigers are coming off a 1-9 season, though, losing 14 seniors, including Tyrone Swoops, a blue-chip recruit who's now playing for Mac Brown down in Austin. Coach Roten says even without that star power, they're ready to be back in the playoffs where they believe they belong.
What we've done a lot of with these guys is understand that it's a team concept and that everybody's role is very important. And you know, we're grooming new quarterbacks right now. You know, through scrimmages, through these 2-a-days, you know, we're going to figure out who our quarterback's going to be. We may end up using multiple guys, you know, until we figure this thing out.
Yeah, we did lean on him, I think, more than we should have, and it will be a little different this year because we don't have that big star. So we'll work as a team more, and we'll just play.
It was a season to forget for Randy Hitzman and the Bells Panthers. A rough year across the board in Bells with low numbers and several injuries. In fact, the Panthers had 6 freshman starters, the most Hitzman has ever had in his 40-year career. In the end, though, they'd go 0-10, but now with the year under Hitzman's belt and a lot of forced experience for the young Panthers, they've shown a lot more dedication to winning. In fact, this squad reminds him of his first year in Oklahoma with the Caddo Bruins.
You know, they want to pick it up. You know, we were kind of embarrassed getting beat, and you know, when I was coaching Oklahoma, I went 0-10 the first year I was there, and the next year we jumped up and had a good season, and went on to win a state championship 5 years later. So, you know, it comes down to those kids learning what to do, how to do it right, becoming dedicated.
Mainly just to get better every single day that we're out here, because if you get better, we can't even realize how good we can be by the end of the year.
Still ahead, we're heading out west to Whitesboro and Collinsville to wrap up our previews. Plus, we're back with the Denison Yellow Jacket cheerleaders. Stay with us.
What current Grayson County football team other than Denison has played in a state championship game? A, the Pottsboro Cardinals. B, the Gunter Tigers. C, the Van Alstyne Panthers. Or D, the Sherman Bearcats. The answer, C. The Van Alstyne Panthers lost to Blanco 16-0 in 2001 in the 2A title game.
We haven't forgot about our brothers out west in Whitesboro and Collinsville, but let's start with the District 2A5 champs. The Bearcats are poised for another playoff run. They've gone the past 2 years after never qualifying in a century of Texas high school football. They'd finished last season with a 7-4 record, good enough to be District 5 2A co-champions. But just like the year before, they'd fall out of the playoffs in the bi-district round. This time around, they hope the third time's the charm to make program history.
I think they're a little bit more hungry to try to get past that first round thing. Of course, our district's extremely competitive, you know, so, you know, getting into the playoffs is going to be a chore, but we want to make sure that we take care of that business, and then once we get there, we want to try to do something with it.
Can't forget about our lone Grayson County 1A squad. The Collinsville Pirates are back and reloaded, looking to make their 8th consecutive trip to the postseason. Head coach Danny David says his boys have a great work ethic, are a close-knit group used to winning. They may be small, but that's not what worries the Pirates. Size won't get in the way of their loot.
You can't measure their heart. You may have one big guy that looks like Tarzan, but he plays like Jane. You're not going to limit those kind of guys, but you may have a little guy that may do everything, bite and claw and scratch you and do everything he can to make a play.
you can win a lot of games with people like that.
And that's a wrap on all 12 of our Grayson County football teams, but they're not the only teams working hard this fall. We got the 2013 senior Yellow Jacket cheerleaders here, and they have a big season coming up here. Tell me a little more about what's going on.
This year, it's not only going to be the last year of having high school in the actual school building itself, it's going to be the last year having this stadium here. So we're going to really pump up the volume on our pep rallies. And so our first pep rally is 3 weeks into the school year. It's homecoming, and its theme is through the decades. And so we're going to start it off with our 50s decade. And it's because that is when the school was originally built. And so it's a community thing. We want everybody to come out and join us, support all of our teams, and have fun.
And girls, how much work you been putting in this summer?
A lot. Quite a bit.
It's been crazy busy.
And what's it like being the last senior class of Denison cheerleaders to be in the old building?
It feels really special. It's special because it's like, yeah, definitely. Best for last. And it's really special because we're all just sharing this together, and it's something we all have that's connected to each other.
Well, excellent. And girls, we're looking forward to seeing them on Friday nights. We're looking forward to seeing the football teams on Friday nights also. Well, let's close this out. I want to give a big thank you to the Denison Yellow Jacket cheerleaders, the Stingerettes, the football team, and all the participating teams in our area. I hope you enjoyed the football preview. Also, Oklahoma, we're coming for you next week. Be sure to tune in same time, same night. For KTEN Sports, I'm Chase Shannon.